Hello! Sometimes I see things and I think that is just such good fun, I must try out. They're not serious things sometimes, and that was the case with this one. When the lovely lady from Banggood who sends me stuff occasionally says, "What about this?" And I said, "That looks fun, I must try it." What am I talking about? Well, this rather large box arrived and I was kind of expecting to find a box inside, but what I actually found was a load of packaging. So let's just take all this out and we'll show you what we got. So in the package we have one of these tiny little 6mm style brush quads with the normal controller that, you know, has a little flip button and 3 rates. I mean, this is slightly different from the fact you'll notice that both sticks are sprung to the middle. It says it has height hold, but that's not quite accurate. There's no barometric pressure sensor in there or anything. And it comes with the normal little LiPo battery and USB charger and a couple of spare props and stuff. But the thing I was interested about this is this. Now, we've all seen these little tiny woovers where you break down a tiny whoop, basically 2 of the motors face downwards, 2 of them face outwards, and you can sort of drive it along like a little hovercraft. That is not quite this. This is a little bit different. In this we've got this little section, so you can fly this around as normal, and then what happens is we install this in here and it is now ready to propel this along as a little boat. Now this is the boat bit. This bit floats, although there's no waterproofing this, so I wouldn't know what to do there. Now the 3-in-1 aspect of this, because that's what it's presented as, it's a 3-in-1 system. The first is a quad, the other one is this sort of boat thing, and then there's this, and this is the bit where we need to talk about more. This becomes a sort of little woover thing, if you like. It's quite clever in the way they've worked it. What they've done, they've got the thrust from these motors coming in through a vent here, which then pushes the air pressure up and obviously just raises it slightly up on the air pressure, and then this one works as a thrusting. And what's different about it is it has its own little piece of programming for when it's like this. So it's not just a case of you've put a tiny whoop in like this and you fly this around. This works differently. See, when I saw this, I thought, well, that looks fun for driving around. And I thought, oh, what I'll probably be doing is a video about, you know, how to put an FPV thing on a little 6mm quad and maybe have to put FPV on here. No, this little thing as it is here is so much fun. In my opinion, it's worth the price of the set altogether. But let me show you the quad very quickly, because it's, you know, it's a quad and flies around. But then let's go out and let's show how this thing works, because this is awesome fun. I really genuinely like it, and I would buy one for myself without hesitation. Almost forgot to say, now supposedly in the box, along with, you know, all these bits, there were instructions. There were no instructions, and I couldn't seem to find anything online. So I'm going to talk about what I found in terms of how I arm it and actually make it work. I don't know if this is correct. This is what I found out by, you know, sort of randomly moving sticks around and doing things to make it work. Hopefully by the time this video comes out there'll be online instructions or something. I did send an email to Eachine and they didn't respond, so figure it out myself as I go. Okay, so as far as flying it as a quad goes, we just stick the battery in and plug it in like so. On the control it's the normal up, down, and it seems to initialize it. Now of course where the throttle is like this, nothing happens, so from trial and error we seem to arm it like that. As I said, the throttle is sort of set, but it obviously doesn't know where its hover point is, but it does a fairly good job. Drifts around a bit. You know, it flies alright. You can fly it around, you can do flips, stuff like that. And you know, it's got several rates, and you know, it's an okay little quad. But that is not what I call the fun part of the flying. So let's talk about what happens when you connect it in to this little dude. And I think this is the way to do it. It's a little bit fiddly to get this in. It honestly does. It'll get there. Right, now again, through trial and error, I think this is what you do. You first
plug it in like that, do the normal in it, and then turn it over like that, and yeah, that's cool. And then it seems to go into little hover mode, where this is a throttle which goes forwards, and left and right do that, and up and down here do absolutely nothing. So it's got its own little firmware. So let me show you how this works, because this is where it's at as far as I'm concerned. So you'll need a hard floor, something like this, and off we go. I become the drift master. Now, obviously, the reason I say hard floor is because if you get it on a carpet, it's not that it won't work, it's just it's a bit crap in comparison. But I can't believe how much fun I'm having with this, just trying to set up this drift and just get the perfect corner around here. And when you do it, it is so satisfying. Whoops. But as you can see there, you know, I spend most of the time bashing into the sides, and despite it being light, well, I guess because it is light, there's not much to actually break, even at speed. Ooh, look at that. And it seems to shut off. It knows when it's upside down, so it's using the accelerometer to know it's up the right way, and obviously as you turn it knows it's supposed to keep going in that direction, so it really does a good job. Let's try some carpet cruising. Here we go. Oh, it works, but it's just it loses that crazy ability you have on hard surfaces. So I would say, if you haven't got hard floor or access to a hard floor, it's not for you. But if you do, oh my god, I can't believe how much fun it is. I just wish I had access to something like a school gym. As you can see, when it finally starts running out of battery and it drives a lot longer than it flies, you'll see you get the normal flashing red light, which means it's going, and you can actually sort of feel it on the speed. It feels a little bit spongy on the throttle. Isn't that cool? So I haven't got any nice water. I've got my bath, which is useless for this, but I thought I just proved the concept that it actually like floats and stuff, which I haven't tried yet, so let's find that out. Wish I had a reverse gear.
There's nothing quite as pitiful as watching this go up the bath, is there? When to use this is if you've got a piece of water in control. I know that the photos on their website are showing it in a pool. If you've got your own pool, brilliant. You sort of in charge of that water, you can get things back. Also, can we be friends? I don't have a pool. We don't have pools in England, really. But yeah, you don't want to put this in a big pond where you can't get it back, because if this flips over or goes out of control range, it's just going to float around. So as far as my part of the world goes, we'll just wait till it rains, and then, you know, outside when the sort of road floods and you get all that standing water, I think I'll be out with this in this case. But for now on, this has broken my rule. Pretty much I think everything I get hold of, it's made more fun by doing FPV. With this, I haven't even contemplated since driving it, putting FPV on it. It's just so much fun. I've just had another 2 batteries on it while I was, well, I fished it out of the bath, so I might as well use that battery. Oh, I'll just use the other battery. Still just sliding around in that same route through the kitchen. I must find a better place to drive it. But anyway, just to put this in perspective, and I know prices change a lot. Currently on Banggood, who I got it from, thanks Banggood, £19.15, and if you want it with 3 batteries, it's like £22, which, you know, is a bit of a steal, because you can still fly the quad if you're into that. You can drive the cool car, and if you've got a pool, lucky you, you can use this thing. And certainly if you've got kids, or if you are a kid like me, you might want to check this out, especially with Christmas not that far away now. Anyway, this has been the Eachine E015 3-in-1 boat quad hover thing, which is snappier than the title they've given it. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Well, you've made it to the end of the video, so thanks once again for watching. If you like what you saw, then please consider subscribing, and if you really like what you saw, then be sure to check out the link to my blog for a variety of ways in which you can help support this channel.